Oh, okay, guys, we are down here now with Nori for our week 1 video recap. Hi, puppy. What are you doing, little baby? You want to play with your toy? Hey, there's a good girl. All right, so we're going to go over all the things that we've been working on for week 1 with these puppies. Just a couple housekeeping things before I get started with Nori. In your initial confirmation email, you had some resources in there. One of the links will take you to our YouTube channel where you can watch these videos. One of these links will also take you to a web page where there's some resources like some handouts, and then also the video library. So all of the behaviors that I'm going to go through today, I also have a library of all of them where we go through in more detail instruction of how we train the behaviors and why, something for you to reference. As you can imagine, going through so many puppies at once, I can't go into detail about everything for everyone because then I would lose my voice. So I have the video library for you to reference. Nori was just sleeping outside in the sun, so I feel like are you tired or what? What are you doing? You gotta wake up. So make sure that you check that out. I think also in the initial confirmation email, there's like a link to book your Zoom. We may have deactivated that because this is a complimentary Zoom lesson. People kept paying for it. I got sick of issuing refunds. So we will reach out to you at some point, or you can reach out to us for booking that Zoom lesson for after your puppy goes home, okay? What are you doing, baby? Come on, you gotta wake up. We gotta play. So we're gonna get started here in a second. I think as soon as I pull the food out here, Nori's gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm hungry. And we're gonna go through our exercises that we practiced. We'll go through a few, then we'll take a little break, and then we'll go through another few, okay? So let me get our food. I'm just using cheese for these guys. It's what this litter is preferring over the Vita Essentials. The only downside to the cheese is that it does kind of like stick to my fingers after a while. With 6 puppies, that's okay. We do what we do. Oh, now are you exploring? Nori? I have to remember it's Nori. I know a Nora. Hi, Nori. Look at, oh yes, there's your cookies. Okay, I gave you a freebie right there, just so you know what we're working with, okay? All right, oh, yeah, see, there we go. Okay, so we're gonna start by charging the clicker. I'm gonna do this like 3 or 4 reps in a row, okay? Watch the video in the video library about charging the clicker. This will make more sense, especially if you're not familiar with clicker training. Oh, there you go. Good girl. Here we go. That's a puppy. You waking up now? Okay, so after we charge the clicker, we're going to practice following a food lure. So I'm going to show you how I hold this food lure. Flat palm, I take my thumb and I hold it right onto the cookie there. Okay, you see that? I don't hold it like this. That's how you get your fingers bit. Okay, we hold it like that. Then, oh, are you waiting patiently? Then I'm going to show Nori that I have the food in my hand. She's just licking the cookie. She's not biting my fingers. I'm going to move her. Good girl. Then I mark and release the cookie. That's how we teach the dog how to follow a food lure. It's also teaching the dog to take food, good girl, nicely from our hands and not biting. Okay. Good dog. We do that a few times. We can even pair their name with this. They start to learn what their name is. Nori. Good girl. Let's do that again. I dropped one. Turning into tiny pieces. Nori. Good girl. Let's do one more of those. Nori. Good job. Okay, the other thing that we teach them right off the bat is a release word. You might hear me say release word or reset cookie. I use those terms interchangeably. Okay. Basically just say the word and then let them eat food off the ground. Okay. Good girl, Nori. Okay. Oh, you're super close. Use that nose. Use it. Okay. There it is. Good girl. Ready? Okay. Yeah, it's right here. Good job. One more? Okay. Good girl. All right. So we're going to take a little break. We just did 3 things in a row. We charged our clicker. We practiced a food lure. We introduced the reset word, release word. Where's your toy? Do you want to play now that you're a little bit of awake? What do you think? Or are you like Panda, just waiting for the food? Yeah, looking for crumbs on the ground. Even if they don't really want to engage with the toy that much, I do like to try to take a little bit of a break because these are just tiny little babies that we're working with, right? Doesn't need to be a marathon training session. I've already said that. Good girl. I'm picking up all these crumbs. Yeah, you'll get them in a second. What do you think? All right, we can move on. Look at you wagging your tail. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to show you is a hand target. It's a little bit different than a food lure, but let me just show you the food lure again because I want that dog attached to my hand the whole time. See that? For the food lure. The hand target I'm going to disconnect from the puppy, then I'm going to mark and feed them the treat when they reconnect with my hand. Okay? So, touch. Good girl. Let's do that again, and I'm switching my hands each time. Nori, touch. Good dog. Super puppy. Nori, touch. Great, so there's a few reps of the hand target. Let's move on now to one of our positions, our first position that everybody teaches their puppy right off the bat, which is sit. I'm mushing some of these treats together. I'm not gonna trip on that. They're very little and they fall right out of my hand. All right, I'm gonna get her connected to that food lure. Nori, sit. Good girl. Mark, feed. I'm actually going to feed her a couple pieces, and then, okay. You find it with your nose. There you go. These are too small. Let's do our sits a couple more times. Get her on that food lure. Sit. Good job. Feed her another one. Good girl. Okay. Want to do that one more time? Sit. Super puppy. There's one. There's another one. Okay. Great job, Nori. Now I'm going to show you the mat. This will become a stay behavior or a place if you're familiar with that. It's going to look nothing like a stay today. Again, these are tiny babies. We got to build on this. Good girl. This week, she gets paws on the mat. I'm going to mark that with the clicker. I'm going to feed her a couple cookies in a row, similar to the sit. Then I'm going to release her off. Nori, okay. Right there. Good girl. Get it, get it. You didn't see it. Right here. Okay. Yeah, good girl. Then we're going to pick up that mat. We're going to move it. Let's do it over here. Nori. Yeah, there you go. Feed her a few pieces for being on. You going to sit down? You can. And then we're going to release her off. Okay. Good job, baby. All right, let's do that one more time. Good girl, she knows what to do. Super. And she's laying down now, which is nice. Next week we make that more of a requirement. This week we don't really make it a requirement. Okay. But we'll roll with it if they offer it to us. Good girl. All right, let's give that one a break. Good job, Nori. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you working hard or what? All right, so again, that really doesn't look too much like a stay, but it'll be looking more like one each week. Where's your toy? You want to play? What do you think? Huh? Get it, get it, get it. Get it, Nori. Yeah, that's okay. The next thing that we're going to do is I'm going to get her dressed in the harness in our next round here. We want to socialize the puppies to different types of gear, like their harness right off the bat. So I'll show you how we get her dressed in that. We'll do a little bit with the crate tray, and then we'll end with some handling exercises. Okay? What do you think? She's looking for food. Okay, girlfriend. Let's do it. I'm going to hydrate first, though. Alright, I think I'm going to do the extra small. Okay, come here, girlfriend. So I'm going to pick her up. We've got these front feet harnesses, okay, or these step-in harnesses. I'm going to get her front feet in first. You see that? Then I'm going to come back here and we're going to do our Velcro. This is a little big. Some of these puppies are like in between sizes. And then I'm going to do the snap, okay? Now that she's in her harness, I'm going to set her down on the ground. Make sure she wants to move around okay with that harness on. She's like sleepy in general, but that's okay. We can toss some reset cookies. Where's that cookie? Okay, right there, get it, get it. You are super close. Good girl, you found it. Okay, yeah, there you go. Good girl, Nori. Let's do one more. Sometimes we put the harness on them in the first week. They act like they're wearing a straight jacket and they can't move. These dogs have been doing pretty fine with it, though. I think she's more just like sleepy today. Good girl. All right, let's come down. I'm going to show you. I don't have a video for this one in the video library for week 1. It's just something that I've added because I found that in week 2, sometimes if there's not bedding in the crate, just stepping right onto the tray, sometimes it weirds them out a little bit because it's just a different type of surface. So we're going to practice just getting them to step on, good girl, the tray or the crate. Next week we'll show you how we send the puppies into the crate. Good girl, Nori, okay. But just like the mat, we can click when she steps in, feed her a cookie, release her off. Ready? I got more. Good girl. Good job. Okay. Right there. Good puppy. You want to come back around? Here. Super dog. Okay. Let's do one more. Let's do one more where you walk through. Good girl. Okay, okay. Great job, baby. She doesn't really care about that crate too much. You're a good puppy. I'm going to grab some more food and I'm going to show you some handling exercises. So for our handling exercises, I'm not going to use the clicker. I'm going to use the word yes as a marker, just because I need to use both hands for these, okay? You can use yes and the clicker interchangeably. All right, so I'm going to show Nori that I have the food in my hand. And I'm just going to start by petting her all the way from her head down through her tail, yes. And when I say yes, that's when I'm giving her a cookie here, okay? Now I'm going to move on to, she's fine with that, so I'm going to move on to handling specific body parts, yes. So we can practice with both ears, yes. We can do front feet, yes. I'm not trying to make them fall down. Yes, good girl. Right, we can do some restraint. Yes, you see how I have my hand under her belly here? Good girl. Okay, take a little break. So that restraint of having your hand underneath the dog's belly and having them stay in the stand position, that's how your vet, your groomer is going to sort of, restrain your dog when they need to do stuff to them, okay? So get them used to being held or positioned in that way. Yes. Pair it with food so that it's a good thing and not a scary thing that they're just tolerating. Yes. We can do back feet and we can even do tail. Yes. Good girl. So your dog is going to require a lifetime of grooming and veterinary care, especially this breed is going to have very regular grooming care. Make sure that they are comfortable and okay being touched and handled in all these different ways other than just petting your puppy, okay? Good girl. Super job, Nori. All right, so that's everything. Each week we'll build on these behaviors. I'll show you even more grooming and handling exercises that we practice with them. Good girl. Nori did very well even though she was a little bit sleepy today. Come here, girlfriend. If you have any questions for us, if you want to get your Zoom lesson booked, just reach out to us. You can respond to your confirmation email. We'll be happy to help. But we will see you next week for week 2.